I will never forget the time when I brought my youngest son to school one day in Baguio City, Philippines. It was my husband's second year in Canada. My heart was pierced to see the sadness and longing in my son's eyes as he watched his classmate being carried by his father from the car. Heavily influenced by his father, who worked in the Middle East for over 15 years, my husband's dream is to work abroad. I, on the other hand, have always believed that if you can make it here in the Philippines, better make it here in the Philippines. This I learned from my father. My heart broke every day of all those 4 years as my 2 children longed for their father. We had to join my husband. On July 12, 2016, we landed in Fort McMurray just after the big fire. My husband had decided we needed to move to Edmonton. We agreed to have the children settled before I started to work. It was a dream come true. I have always wanted to be a stay-home mom, and my children have always wanted to see me when they get home. In less than 3 months, my children were well settled in school. I became so efficient at home that I finished all my chores at 10 a.m. with nothing left to do but read. I tried looking for a job but had no success. Had I made the right decision? Was it worth sacrificing my full-time job in the university where I did the things I was very passionate about? Was it worth being away from my sister? I was discouraged whenever I heard others say, "This is Canada, you should have a job." I got into the career mentorship program with the Edmonton Region Immigrant Council, which led me to Bredin Centre for Learning. Bredin helped me to get integrated and focused on what I needed to do to fulfill my dreams. For instance, I enrolled in the review classes for IELTS and eventually passed. This opened the door for me to volunteer as a facilitator in their IELTS speaking practice. I also volunteered for the Edmonton Public Library and other organizations. I was driven by my passion to help other newcomers make new friends and get acquainted with my new country. My settlement counselor shared how she started here in Canada. It was not all that easy, but she made it despite all the struggle. She knew what she wanted. She was focused, and that inspired me. Encouraged by a friend who shared how she prayed for her job, I also started to declare in prayer what I wanted to see happen, every single detail. I made a list of what I hoped for: a planning job with the government, the salary I desired, the clothes I wanted to go to work with, transportation, work-life balance, and for my God to be glorified in all this. Audacious faith. August 2017, when I was called into an interview in one of the ministries of the Alberta provincial government, my very first. I eventually was offered the job after 2 more interviews. Everything in my list was answered. It brings me so much joy to realize how faithful God is. My little boy is always excited to go to school, knowing his dad will bring him. It warms my heart to see him enjoy the snow with his father and his brother. January 1st, when I asked my teenager what he is believing God for this year, he thought long and hard, and his answer struck me. I couldn't ask for anything more. All I wanted was a complete and happy family, and God granted me that already.